Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's hot. I have no shame on wearing a vest, and I don't care.
I feel like every year we do an episode of podcast where we say it's really hot in the UK, and everyone's like, "You guys pathetic." It's like 40 degrees.
And we're gonna say this every time. That
but this
all of
time, it's really, really hot.
it is really hot.
I mean,
we forget.
it's ridiculously hot. It's 30 degrees and humid, and I just feel like I'm about to melt.
Yeah.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I have never. We've been doing this podcast for 4 years, right? We just reached episode 100. And if you haven't seen it, episode 100.
2.
I don't think in all that time I've ever seen Simon's blind open, and I'm amazed.
Yes.
That there's literally just I've never seen this view out your window before.
Right. This happened like 2 weeks ago, and you commented on how.
Not
2 weeks ago. It was about 4 weeks ago, and you commented on the room how light it was. I think. I think
is that what it was?
Now you can probably see out the window. Look, there's a.
Whoa!
It looks out your window.
Car.
It looks like it's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Out my window, it's pitch black.
It's so bright.
Yeah,
it's so sunny. And
I kept thinking, Christ, is it like 12? Is it
it's
the afternoon in Nottingham?
Are you
in a different time zone?
Yeah, you've been in a different time zone this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay.
No,
everyone, the reason why we can play is hot.
It might not be in this room for much longer. You never know.
Oh yeah.
Well, the reason we complain it's hot is that yes, every other country is way hotter than the UK. We get it, right? But there's one thing that you own that we simply don't. Aircon. Right. This British homes
useful for about 3 days a year.
Yeah. The British homes is built for one purpose only: storing and retaining heat.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
Bloody freezing and
it's
miserable most of the year.
And it's funny because everyone then turns around and goes, "God, there's drafts everywhere. Our house is too cold." And then, I'll moan about that. But when it's hot,
used to stuff our walls with literally a product that would kill you if you breathe it in, just to keep our houses slightly warmer, right?
Yeah,
and that's good for you.
Asbestos.
Hydrate or dihydrate, everyone. Let's go.
Hydrate or dihydrate. I think I'll go for hydrate. I've got my pickle jar. You've seen these?
I enjoy a good mason jar.
It's a proper because glasses these days they're too small. What happened to big glasses? That's what I'm saying.
No, I got pint glasses.
Mate, that's what you need. Yeah.
Right.
Should we get straight on to beers? Because I think we're all gagging for a drink.
We're all gagging for it. My beer's already warming up. So
Hamish, what are you drinking today? Have you got more Christmas beers?
Birthday beers. Yes, I do. Yeah. So I have got with me a Tiny Rebel Ice Cold. New England IPA. And
I like a Tiny Rebel.
That's what I need today.
Cardiff Brewery.
All right. Yeah, tell me more, Simon.
They're most famous for a little beer called Club Tropicana and another beer called Cwtch, which is a Welsh word.
Oh.
CWTH.
Okay. Well,
you weren't expecting him to have anything, were you, Hamish?
No. I actually did. Simon is a man that will confidently tell me words, and I believe
it. Could be all.
You say it with confidence, it's true. But regardless, what are you drinking, Simon? What mad facts have you got?
I've got a beer and a backup because it's been a couple of years since I made any beer. But I found one in the garage.
Hey!
Oh my god!
Oh no!
It could be anything.
No, I've labelled it. It's an American Pale Ale.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's it called?
But I'm hoping it doesn't absolutely explode over me.
Simon's
they were a bit lively.
Simon's yeast. Is that what it's called?
I don't know. It
started as a gas. It was cool, and then it became a drinkable liquid. And now it's probably become a solid at this point.
Here we go. It looks like a beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks
very dark.
Yeah.
Not too much sediment. It's like a ruby amber APA.
Are you gonna?
So we'll see.
You're a doctor. I trust that you know what you're doing, right? More about you.
We shall see. One second.
Simon, I feel like you've taken the wild card position today.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. That's drinkable. I'm gonna finish that.
That's all you can ask for.
And then that's only a small bottle, so I've got a Heineken.
Okay.
Just in case. Just to wash it down.
All right. But the true wild card trip
The true wild card is here.
Well, as I was saying last episode, I couldn't have one of my monk beers because I got a bunch of beers from Buckfast Abbey, but accidentally left it out of the fridge and it was spoiling quite last
Ah,
night.
yes.
So we're back on the monk beer, and I've got a monk's brown,
Oh,
lovely
lovely.
brown ale, everybody.
Lovely
Got a
brown
picture of
ale.
a monk on it there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Gold at the
Hamish
taste
is
of the
thinking,
West.
nah.
Oh, that's
Brown,
great.
lovely brown.
Trip.
I actually have had it. It's really good. I
Right.
don't-
Trip.
yes, Simon.
Trip.
Really shouted my name there. Didn't you?
I saw
You saw a
something in the
brown
week.
ale. Went. Trip.
I saw something in the week that I need you to try. In
Yeah.
fact, we should try it together on the podcast. It's a Victorian shandy.
Oh, is it now? What's that then?
A Victorian shandy.
I'll give you a Victorian shandy.
Oh, boy.
You can tell it's summertime. Hey. Right. A Victorian shandy is a porter and a ginger beer. Like ginger ale, ginger beer.
I give that a go.
So I'm going to give that a go in a couple of weeks when I can be bothered to go and buy a porter.
I could get a porter from M&S.
What?
Get a ginger
well,
beer.
okay. Well,
I drove
feel left
past
out.
the
Oh,
I
that
drove
smells
past
good.
the Fuller's Brewery yesterday.
Okay.
What, in London?
Yeah, Trip's favourite.
There
Oh,
you go.
look at
It's very
that.
similar colour to
Yeah, I like
Simon's,
that.
actually.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Should we?
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everyone. This is. This
Cheers.
is nice. Nice.
Post Nats beer.
Post Nats beer. Let's rock. So, let's get on with some wheels and some partners. And we have a bit of an update of one of our partners. Yeah, it's actually going to be well easy to talk about. So
Big change at Push the Point. Controversial. Who knows? Stay tuned.
It's not like
to
us.
Find out more.
It's not like us to simplify something.
You won't
For the
believe
ease of our
these
patrons.
changes that we've made to Push the Point.
Bob Villain doesn't know what's coming.
Wow.
Wow. Anyway, so,
Right.
Trip, spin this wheel.
niche Glastonbury.
Oh, a bit
appeal.
of a kneecap reaction. Anyway, Trip.
Yeah,
Whoa,
we're gonna make it- what?
whoa. The London community
Yes,
will be going.
50 minutes. 50 minutes of that. How about that? Nah, let's do the wheel
Let's
instead,
not.
shall we?
I don't want to be
Spin the
put
wheel.
on the. I forgot the word. What was it called? When they're
Arrested.
no, not arrested. No, put on
That
the
was a good
list or
joke,
something. Put on the list. What's it called? When you got
That's a top 5
blacklisted.
Simon joke right there.
no.
I'm saying it now.
What's it called when there's a movement or a you know when people yeah you know it's when when people riot, not riot.
A revolution.
No, I knew it didn't matter. Right, Trip, spin the wheel. I'm going to get annoyed.
Well, in case you don't know, if you are a patron of Push the Point, every episode, which is every 2 weeks, we spin our wheel, and one lucky patron wins 6 packs of the latest set of Flesh and Blood, which is High Seas.
Ooh.
I will pretend to spin the wheel because I've already done it. Full disclosure.
Wow.
Boo.
Oh,
It's Simon Mays, everybody. Congratulations,
Well
to
done.
Simon.
well
All
done.
the
And,
way over in Australia.
It almost landed
Simon's
on-
like all the way
Oh,
to
yeah, sorry.
Australia.
It almost landed on newest patron of Push the Point, Finbar Steelfur.
Oh, imagine,
It was
imagine.
literally the next name. I was like, man, that would be.
Tease.
He would be out of here.
Yeah, he's got his
Maximize
gifts.
that return.
Yeah.
Get out.
See ya.
He's actually
not
not
quite.
even the newest patron because we had someone
Oh.
join today.
Oh wow,
Oh, wait, well, sorry. You didn't. If you haven't joined the Discord yet, I'm afraid you weren't on. this
Simon.
particular
Who
one,
are
so
our
it's
newest patrons?
Well,
Yeah, no, yeah,
now
go,
you're
I
asking me.
know. Go look it up.
We have Joe, Finbar, and Stuart have
Hey.
joined in the last 2 days since Nat. So if that had anything to do with it, welcome. And welcome to the madhouse that is Push the Point Patreon, and good luck in the future draws for 6 packs. But Hamish, what else can our patrons look forward to from our wonderful partners?
Well, we've got free awesome partners. We've got Thistle Tavern, a Scottish single seller from all the way from Aberdeen. They have been at UK Nationals vending, and they tend to go to a lot of the UK events, but fear not, if you're not there, they have a website where you can get 10% off all your singles from all cards that they sell there. Not the sealed products, you have to buy that's just singles only. So yeah, go check them out. 10% off if you're a Push the Point patron. And they have a store. If you haven't checked it out, it's been on TV. Apparently that store's actually doing incredibly well. I actually caught up with a load of the Scottish community, and they're like, it is so busy. Aberdeen is a hot place to be. So if you're there, you should seriously check it out. It's very, very good.
We'll have to do a Scottish road trip to.
Well, there's a Battle Harden, right? There's a Battle Harden.
Yeah, that would be
Edinburgh Battle Harden.
Yeah.
Not quite Aberdeen, but you know, it's like saying, hey, you know, let's go to Manchester, but while we go to London. So that's probably how far away it is.
We had a lovely dinner with a lot of the Scottish lads on Saturday night, which was very nice. But we'll talk.
Does Shin even count? Right. So the next,
he does count.
Yeah. Our next partner is Metal Fab Tokens, awesome token seller that are made with quality metal. If you are interested in picking up any of their goods, you should head over to their website, and patrons also get to see any new upcoming items that they put out, and I get to let you know beforehand. We are making a little bit of a change, but currently I still have some stock, so if you are interested in picking up some tokens, I can send it over to you for Royal Mail prices. And PCG, we have got an update. So before we had this whole voucher system, and it was incredibly hard for us to explain what this means. So now it's been simplified. It took us only 10 seconds, and he just simply did it. You now get 10% off all your orders from PCG. So if you're Push the Point patron and you fancy grading, it doesn't matter what tier you are, just like Thistle Tavern, if you can just come in at £3, £5, £10, whatever you feel like you want to give us, you'll get 10% off on your PCG order. Simple as that. So
yeah, so you're thinking about doing some grading, you might as well become a patron. You'll probably save £3 even from just that, so you can give the patron a go, get your discounts for Thistle, get your Metal Tokens. Just give us a go. If you don't like it, you can always cancel.
I mean,
I will say
you might win 6 packs as well.
I can tell you now, there's many patrons that came over to us and they said, I've brought like a new set's came out. Everyone goes on the single store to pick up the generics or the set that they want to do, and they get a cool card, and then they grade it with PCG. That £3 has just been paid off for like a year's worth of subs, like in just one go. Honestly, now if you're from the UK, I really don't get why you shouldn't be a Push the Point patron. Apart from you are supporting us, and that is awesome, and then we can do the 6-pack giveaways. It's just free, man. At this point, it's literally free.
I will say, you've mentioned a key thing there, Hamish. To get the Thistle Tavern discount and the PCG discount, you really have to be from the UK to make the most of it.
Yeah, you do.
Because it is PCG UK, not just any PCG international.
Yeah, I must make that very clear. But of course, if you are overseas and you do just like what you hear and see and all the content that we do, we also have opportunities when we get to speak to really amazing guests, such as James White, such as Brian Cotley. Occasionally, we can try and get amazing guests from, I don't know, anywhere. I try. If you really want me to interview someone, I'm pretty sure I can reach out to them. I'm pretty sure I could probably get them on.
We've got our first take deck techs.
Yeah, all that. And you get to get the videos out a lot sooner. And you get that opportunity to ask questions to these awesome guests that we get on as well. So if you just like what you see and you're from the UK and you really want a sweet deal, be a patron. Right, that's the patron bit. Now, Nationals, UK Nationals. I think you weren't there, Simon.
I wasn't. So I'm absolutely devastated as well because.
Yeah, but it's over now, right? It's
over. I mean, the FOMO on Saturday when I was watching the stream and getting updates from you two, I was just like, "Oh, what am I doing? Why am I not there?"
I did think. Why
I
didn't
did
you
have
just
a
pop
good reason
down?
not to go.
I did think. Why didn't you? Pop
I mean, it's
down
an hour
on
and a half
Saturday?
away. Like, yeah, it was a bit.
It
of
wouldn't.
A family.
I think it wouldn't have. You would.
It wouldn't have hit the same if I was just there for a bit in the day.
Yeah, and I think like taking part is a big part of it, and like when you're not playing.
I don't know.
most of the time
You
people are
see,
playing or drafting, and it's like you can watch it, but
you see, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I get it. I do get it. But Saturday to Sunday, I far more enjoyed Sunday than I did
Oh,
Saturday because
interesting.
well,
I don't know
Uh,
why, but I think I do know why
uh,
it
but
was.
Sunday was the day I couldn't make. Either way, like
Anyway,
even even,
it was
even if I hadn't
look, the best bit.
qualified, I could have looked into casting, I could have looked into judging, and both of those, all three options appeal to me, and I'm just a little bit sad that the weekends didn't line up because we had
I
this
know.
gig booked in London since November last year.
Mm.
So
Well,
yeah,
the best
and
bit
it was well worth
was
it.
as it always will be. It's when the the games are over, the lads
Yeah,
meet up, we
for beer.
we go for a beer at the restaurant, and the amount of I just sat there going, this is truly what it's all about. Like with me, Trip, Dyson, Finbar, Shin, and the awesome Scottish crew, we're just sitting there and we were laughing our heads off, weren't we? Just
it was good.
it was
It
good,
was
and that's what it
it
is.
was
And
fun.
when we meet up to go to Liverpool, we play our games. We suck, man. We're part of the average. Not everyone's going to win, and it's not about
Oh
that.
yeah, we were very. I was very
Yeah, we're part of the average.
but it's still enjoyable. Like this is the thing. Like I didn't do very well,
No,
but I had a really good day.
yeah.
It's like
Me and you have had this long discussion around migraines.
yeah, I did have a migraine at the start of the day, but
Did it go?
I always say once a migraine goes, it's like the most euphoric feeling in the
I
world.
know what you
So
mean.
you're like, wow, I feel great. And then I had some beers with some of the Canterbury lads, the Seabass lads and ladies, and it was really good. And because I very rarely get to see them, and it's just nice to see people from the community in that setting where it's very it can be quite stressful while the tournament's going, but then gradually over the day people start to drop as they get the results that aren't what they want, and then you start to hang out and it gets quite
It really
relaxed,
is a
and then you go out in the
festival for
evening.
people that love the game, isn't it? Like
Mm.
you
Yeah,
get. I wasn't there, but at other similar events, you just get a feel for the community and how much love there is for the game, win or lose. And yes, I get it that there are people out there. I used to be one of them that can't take enjoyment from the game if they're not winning. But I think
yeah.
as a three, we've really actually come to a point where we enjoy playing the game, not necessarily just winning at the game, and being around people that we have a lot in common with. And we've made a huge number of friends through the game, locally and nationally, and it's just awesome to hang out with those people.
The UK Nats is like I pretty much just call it a super pro quest, right? Because I know it's more, but it is the one time where everyone from the UK gathers, like because there's callings and there's battle hardens and everyone from. But when you go to these things, there's international stuff mixed in, and that's beautiful and it's amazing. But you never get a whole UK community meetup, and it only happens once, and it is Nats, and it is the one time everyone's going to come hang out, because if ProQuest season kicks up, you're going to go to your local, right? And it's cool, and everyone talks. You still got your good local lot, like mine is the Oxford lot, the Nottingham lot. Like I feel like they're my fab local friends, as well as the
You do come up
Manuscrew
to
guys.
Nottingham a bit, yeah.
Yeah. So seeing Shred, Ollie, Noah Hicks,
Noah,
yeah, and I do feel bad. All of
you
them.
got Johnny Chapman, Isaac Murray.
Johnny Chapman's not that.
He's
much.
moved away now, I know, but
Yeah. But it's like them lot, and then I got the Oxford lot like George and Jacob Clements, which is down. That do head over to Manuscrew now and then. And then I enjoy seeing some of the Leeds lot, Liam Holden, Rob Catton, all that. Just it's just different pockets everywhere, and then seeing the team Sigil lot, Alex Kitsu. It's
Yeah, London lot.
and then
It's just nice,
and then unfortunately you see Shin. It's all
Yeah.
just good fun.
At
He's
least
always
Jake's
better.
gone off to America now. So
Oh, we did miss
I like
Jake.
Jake.
We did miss
We love
Jake.
Jake,
Yeah,
mate.
we
love
had.
Jake.
I needed the boys. Right, lads. I needed. you what, lads? Are you actually joking? But it's always something Shin's saying. It's all the drama. It's all just the fun of it all. But anyway,
Give me a quick
fun,
rundown. Give me a quick rundown of how you got on, boys, because I sort
well,
of
I
got.
good.
Steele.
Do you want to
let me
go?
start.
Do you want to start? This will be
All
quick.
right, so round 1, I was just the best game I've ever played in my life. What can I say? Against Andrew Rayner, Thistle Tavern.
Yeah.
Hamish hovering over my shoulder,
What was he
being
playing?
like,
That's the first time I saw Shin. It's the first time I saw. It's the first time I saw Trip, not Shin. It's the first time I saw Trip. I did it again, and I went because I haven't seen Trip all day Friday,
Yeah.
and then I saw him, and I went, "Oh, Trip, you're gonna destroy our partnership in the round 1."
Very difficult matchup for Ira, of course. Ira into Gravy. Some say it's unwinnable, but I managed to pull it out of the bag anyway through skill.
Andrew was like, the one thing they all agreed on is we really do not want to see Ira. And you're there, just ruining.
I remember
Andrew's
in round
day.
2, I sat next to George and Isaac, and they were both on Gravy, and they were looking over like,
Oh no.
shit."
Oh
But
no.
fortunately, the Ira train. I managed to. Fortunately, at something that we should mention. For the first time, I think they did a bounty system.
Oh, that was so cool.
So I think 4 really strong players were chosen to basically be like a bounty, and if you beat them, you got a bounty token, and then you could trade that bounty token in for a prize. And Andrew was one of them. So I actually managed to get from that win. I actually managed to end up getting like a deck box.
Yeah, an ultimate guard deck box.
Ultimate guard's deck box. Really nice one actually. It's like got room for like 2 decks. Which I was like, this is great. Unfortunately, that was my only win.
And then the ride stopped
got
there.
up against Sean Nolden, who was playing KO, which is pretty cool. He's a very good player, and he also had a very, very powerful string of turns.
Oh, did he do Blood Rush Bellow?
It was Crossbones into Blood Rush Bellow, into Blood Rush Bellow, into Crossbones, into Blood Rush Bellow.
Wow! Who needs
he
skill
said,
when you've got amazing luck?
I said, "Oh, what can you do? You can't be mad." And he's like, "Oh, if it were me, I'd be really annoyed." And I was like, genuinely, like, I can't be annoyed because what? It's not like I can enjoy the game. Yeah, it was like that's the game.
Well, it is the game. So, that's it.
And then I played against a Fi and just got out aggro. It's just the numbers. I was just like, I was being quite defensive. Maybe I should have been more aggressive, but I was blocking really well. I played around a load of funny stuff, just really effectively blocking out. And I was really happy with how I was playing the turns, but the numbers were just wild. So that was a shame because I think I was getting close to stabilizing, but it just didn't end up getting there. And actually, I shared recently, and I will shout it out, which is Callum from Cup of TCG.
Yeah.
Also was the other Ira player, and actually ended up going 5-1 in Ira, which I was really happy to see because it sort of vindicated my choice to play Ira, and I still think that Ira is a really strong pick for the tournament. And he was playing a lot more life gain in the deck, so had 3 copies of Sigil and 3 copies of the new 2 for 6. That's exactly it.
Yeah. The Sirens of Safe Harbor.
Yeah, and I really like that because it wouldn't have helped me in the KO game. That's fine. That's we chalked those ones up. But in the Fi game, I was like, man, I could really wish I just had some incidental life gain just to stabilize, because I really felt it would have helped a lot in that matchup. So that was really interesting to see. So we shared a few observations, and I'm really interested in the way he's taken the list because I think it will work really well in the new Ira Armory deck, which actually probably by the time this podcast comes out will have been fully spoiled.
I tell you what would be sick if we grab both you and him when the Ira deck comes out and really just hash out an Ira like two guys that really like Ira and just really hash out what the new cards mean and how that'd be really cool actually.
We'll see. I'm planning on doing something when the full list is announced.
Yeah.
And I know Tabletop Cup of TCG also do their like armory deck upgrade things, so we might end up with a couple of videos. But I'm excited to do something because I think the direction they're taking it in is very interesting. I know a lot of people have been anti Edge of Autumn, but I'm a big fan of the direction it's going in, and I think it's interesting. And I think actually when you actually look at some of the lines are pretty spice. So
Call me crazy, but those new spoiled cards, they actually look viable in Katsu as well. Like Edge of Autumn Katsu is something that may well come about.
Well, Sea Legs,
I'm quite excited.
as I was saying, Drunk Ira, I think is actually a deck. For those that don't know, the new headpiece lets you discard a card to banish a Whirling Mist Blossom for your deck and play it this turn. But there's the new card Sea Legs, which if you discard a card, so if you banish Sea Legs, you get a Rum, which gives something Go Again, which is really good in Ira for chaining big attacks together. And there's also things like Fiddler's Green, which suddenly becomes a lot more interesting, where you could discard Fiddler's Green, gain 3 life, or Fiddler's Green is already quite an interesting kind of option if you want around breakpoints and healing. So a couple of cool things to consider there, and obviously you're not losing a card, you're swapping that card for a Whirling Mist Blossom, which is a card you're quite excited about playing anyway. So yeah, I think the deck is going in an interesting direction. But yeah, CC not successful. Still happy with my deck choice because I think if I had matched up against a couple of gravies, I felt to be honest, I felt like if I can beat Andrew on gravy, I felt pretty confident against other gravies because Andrew is an incredible player, an absolutely incredible player. And all I can say is sorry, Andrew, for proceeding to lose my next 4 games. Draft was an absolute disaster. Not enough practice. Just kept decking myself out, which Hamish could probably also relate to for his later drafting with Gravy too. It's
Spoiler alert.
Quite a tricky deck to manage if you're
That's
not.
You suddenly just sit there and go, "Why did I become Dash all of a sudden?"
Yeah, you feel really
what
good, and then suddenly you look at your deck and you look at your opponent's deck and you realize, turns out that draw discarding every turn burns through a 30-card deck pretty quickly. And I decided to drop after 4 losses, and I ended up having a lovely afternoon, having a drink in the nice venue nearby with the Canterbury gang, the Seabass group, and then having a nice relaxing day and just chilling out and hanging out with people at Nats, and it was actually lovely. So not the most successful tournament, but still had a very great day, even with the Nationals migraine, which just seems to be a recurring theme of my Nationals experiences. I always seem to have some kind of headache, but
I think we said I think it's subconsciously the pressure of it's the you tell yourself you're here for fun, but I don't think you can actually. I don't think you can. You can't. We do not lose our competitive edge. Like you just don't.
No, definitely.
We sit down on that. I watch you play, and I watch you play, Simon. Your inner win is in there as much as you tell yourself you're not. Even I'm the same. I sit down and I see my opponent and I'm all good laughs, and the second I draw my first 4 cards, let's go.
You're in. You're locked in.
Yeah. You straight away just finding the lines, and then afterwards you're cool. Okay.
Well, Hamish,
how was your day on Saturday, Hamish?
Cool. So I got laughed at. Remember I said last episode, wouldn't it be like, Bolton?
You took Bolton.
I took Bolton. But I blame Yuki.
Did you do that because of Yuki?
Yeah, I did that because of Yuki. But I remember actually, for just the last, when we just brought up Bolton on the last podcast, I went, well, hang on, it's Gravy.
It's actually quite good.
Gravy, Syndra Prism. And I know, but you guys know I know Bolton. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I genuinely looked at him and went, you know what, actually, what's my 2 choices? I've got, I could play Florian. Probably not a good idea. I could play Verdance. I would love to play Verdance. I like Verdance. I've been playing that deck for a fair bit.
Yeah.
I could play Vincent. I don't really want to play a hero that my deck could let me down. I want I want
Yeah.
myself or my
want it to be on
opponent to
you,
outplay me or whatever. I don't want my deck to go, oh yeah, just garbage. I was like, no, I don't know. No, not that. And then yeah, Bolton. I was like, so really my two choices are Verdance and Bolton. And Bolton's just meme, right? Ha 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 ha. But then I actually sat down and we were talking about it, going, well, my matchups. What are the best decks? It's Gravy, Syndra, Prism. Now, if I had to pick two decks, I was like, well, if I took Verdance, I'd look at all three of those decks and go, oh, I don't think I can actually win this. But if I took Bolton, I actually think I could smash Prism. I don't know with the new cards. I haven't played him with the new cards, but yeah, no, still Prism is pretty good for me. Syndra is like, yeah, not like amazing, but way better than Verdance, and it's whoever draws the best stuff first. And if I can just pop off with some mad Lumina stuff, it's not. I must pre-warn everyone. This is not like a good deck choice. This is not. This is not a good deck choice. This is years, almost 4 years of. I've played this hero for almost as long as Viserai. I know what I'm doing, and it's stupid, but I don't have to think about how do I play this deck, what card do I need to charge, when do I need to Arsenal. That is second nature to me. So it is now becoming the deck is so familiar. All I have to worry about is what the opponent is doing, and it's such an amazing position to be in. And I assume it must be the same for you, Trip. Playing Ira is mostly focused around what is my opponent doing, because my play is solved instantly as second as I drew those 3 cards. In fact, the next turn or 2 has been fairly solved in my head very quickly. That it's not stressful.
It frees up your brain to think about other stuff.
Yeah, what's your play? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's my Bolton. That's why. And then I looked at it, and then I saw Yuki take it, and I thought, okay, this is clearly not insane, because Yuki wouldn't do something so insane. Turns out she did, but she bought Nimby, and then I looked at Nimby, and I thought, right, I get it. Nimby's basically Snatch, because it just says play this, draw a card. It's called Nimblism, and then you answer it. And then Nimblism's a great card to have. So I played a couple of games, played into a Syndra, played into a Gravy, played into lots of different decks, and just came to the conclusion it's Bolton. My matchups that I'm pretty happy with, I'm still happy with 4 years later. And they are matchups like Assassin, Azalea. Yeah, I don't like those matchups. And I go, you know what? Whatever, man. I think we're all in this boat, right? That there's just matchups that we just don't like, and there's some that we do. And
who did you play against?
Oh, so round 1, Vincent. I was a bit like, bro, who knows? I don't have any. I'm not putting AB into this. So yeah, and it was one of the Scottish lads. I do apologise unless I pull up my phone. I can't remember everyone's name. But I do remember one name though, and that was the guy I lost to. But I played him. It was actually really close. One of the most fun games. Well, I said we should have put this on stream. It was really, 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 really fun. He got me right down to 1, but I did get Spirit of Arena turn 0, so that does help.
Right.
That does help. And then he experienced the Lumina when you've got Spirit of Arena. You've seen it, Simon, haven't you?
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's dumb. Anyway, won that one. I thought, amazing. I've already achieved my, which I said to James Adams, who I was stopping with, I said, I think I can win a game with Bolton for my first 3 rounds. I do think I can 2-1 this. Very comfortably. I'm not even joking. I feel like I can definitely 2-1 this with Bolton. So win the first game, so I'm like, yep, sweet. Then I play into Paul as Prism, and then I go, okay, who's going to go first? I win the roll, and I'm like, okay, just remember, it's Prism. It might be a bit tricky. Could have ALS, but I do want to get Tunic up first, and I want to get a card and soul. So I'll go first. I'll play the charge card. So I'll play Beam and Bravado. So I get +1. No blocks. I'm like, I shouldn't be too greedy, right? Maybe I don't need to get rid of this with my first soul card to Raiden. No, it's fine. Remember your training. Keep the soul. No blocks. Cool. Take 4. All right.
ALS.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. Okay. whatever. Right? He throws some heralds. I block up. I raid him. Get rid of that. It's fine. No, Merciful Retribution, Pierce of Reality. I was like, what is this? This is how I lose a Monarch. I was like, this is the one way I can. This is going to hell in a handbasket. Yeah. So long game, very drawn out.
Yeah.
Remembered my training. Don't be aggressive. Block out. Be very, very diligent. Raid him for 0 into auras. Don't starve the soul. Brought it back for a little fun moment of where I did some sweet playing Courses Luminous Ascension. And then Paul was like, I was like, yeah, you go. I'm on 20, he's on 14, but this is Prism. So the heralds keep on coming. And I lose basically because I just got arcaned out of the board. And then, Trip, you would like this. I lost. And he said, "Secum these nuts."
Yeah. Love it.
2 arcane. It's like, secum these nuts. Fair enough. What a way to die. So that's over.
That's the way to go there.
That's the way. I was happy. Everyone did. He was like, Paul is very good at this. But
he's a long-time Prism player.
I will say, Paul, and I think Paul was hard. Paul wouldn't disagree. Bro, you high rolled me so hard turn 0. That was insane. I was like, whoa, what am I going to do? But he continued the onslaught, didn't misstep, and that's what it takes. And not it's going to be hard anyway. Round 3, Prism. Unfortunately for that Prism player, I took in my entire rage from what Paul delivered into him. And he was... Yeah, that was... He
was not expecting that.
No, that one was via the Vanguard. He's on 4 health. He's on 4 health. And I go, okay, Chinook, look at him. He was like, yeah. I'm like, all right, fine. You don't have Art Light. This is cool. Via the Vanguard from Arsenal, charge 3 cards. So V for 6. And he's like, okay. No, I think he blocked. I was like, shouldn't have blocked that, but whatever. Banish. I've got 3 cards in Soul. Simon, what do you play when you got 3 cards in Soul? Celestial Cataclysm for 10.
Beacon of Victory.
No, Celestial Cataclysm for 10.
Cataclysm. Nice. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was done.
Go again.
0 for 10.
Raiden.
0 for 10. Go again. Raiden for 6. It was done. It was like, I did, but also at the same time, Spirit of Arena, turn 1. Yeah, I did. What are you gonna do?
It's a good card. It's a good card. What are you gonna do?
I did love explaining to Rob, and I did love explaining because everyone would tell me, went, "Oh, who did you pick?" And I went, "What do you think?" And they went, "No, it's not Bolton." It's like, it's Bolton. They're like, "Oh, no way! Why? Is he good?" I'm like, "No, he's terrible, but you need 4 years of hell to."
What's the Gravy matchup like? Did you play any Gravy?
I didn't play any Gravy, and I'm really happy I didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like.
You know what? Actually, to be honest, it's not great, but it's not terrible. You just do Bolton. What do you have to do? Yeah. There's certain allies you need to consider, and there's certain allies you don't. But the one thing you just got to present is that when Bolton decides to become Bolton, he comes in at dumb numbers. Like my attack into that was 22 damage. Like he can do outrageous numbers.
Do you have a savers package or not?
No,
Raiden?
Just sod it. Went full Raiden. Right. I need to dodge warriors, and I thought, I think warriors were there, but I just just like everyone, you got to have a matchup you want to avoid. Just like Trip, you're in the same. There's some matchups you don't want to see. You roll your dice, and that's it. But the matchups,
anything other than Gravy, that's what I was going to say.
Well, that was the fair shout. Did you want to play? You're good into Prism.
No, I like Prism.
Yeah, I like Prism.
My deck was tech for Gravy and Prism.
Yeah,
and they were and Syndra. Sorry, Gravy, Prism, and Syndra. Yeah. They were the 3 most represented decks. So I felt like I took the right deck. I just ended up playing against a KO and a Fi, which was totally not on my push.
Yeah. I mean, I was
saying
going.
Yeah, go on. I want to give a shout out to the solo Katsu player at the Nationals.
Yeah, Yeah. Anyway.
I don't think it went well for them, but
No,
I enjoy
no.
the fact that someone took Katsu.
But the thing is,
My spirit level
people will look at my
run.
record and go, "Oh, it didn't go well because you took Bolton." I went, "Bro, 2-1. That's like fine."
The trouble about Nats as well is like you don't really get to give your CC deck much of an airing unless you go to day 2. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like
I-
you end up playing through.
What was day 2 was X3, right?
Yeah, I really wish they'd go back to the.
the cut off
I really like Nats 1
when it
system.
went. Was it basic? Wasn't it,
It was
CC
6
draft
rounds of
CC?
CC draft top 8.
No, it was CC draft, then CC, then
Sorry,
end of
yeah.
the draft.
Yeah,
I
I know a lot
liked
of people
that.
don't like that. but
No, I loved it.
That because it meant if you that was back where you didn't automatically qualify for day 2 as well. So it
Yeah.
meant you got your 6 rounds of CC. And fair play, if you want to play 6 rounds of CC, you can play day 2. There's nothing
Nope.
stopping you anymore. You just get to play if you want to play.
Oh, okay. There's no cut for day 2.
No, I found this out as well. I didn't know this up
Oh,
until
okay.
this weekend. That if you want to play day 2 now, you can. Whatever you could go 0. You could go 0,
9.
6,
0,
9. Sorry, 9. You can still play day 2 if you want, but I just don't know. It feels weird because you put so much effort into your CC deck, and then if you don't get the numbers, you kind of just like, well, I don't get to play
lot
it.
of draft.
And the
Like-
side event on the Sunday was
Say,
Sealed as well.
yeah.
thank you
Not.
to Connor and Az for doing the stream.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I watched the whole stream on Saturday, and I really enjoyed all the games. Like this set to watch in draft is actually really fun.
Mm.
I really like what Alan and the production team, Baz and Alan, do. Like, I think it's LSS wide now. They delay the start of the stream so that you get rid of all the waiting around during draft, and they just show games like 5-10 minute breaks in between.
Yeah.
The featured drafter system is good as well. It was just unfortunate that both featured drafters went puffing early. So we saw basically the same draft twice. And I don't think they did very well, even though they were both, I think, the only puffing, or what the first one.
Don't count out all the best players decided we're going to play Puffin, and in my draft pod we had Sammy Braben, Jacob Clements, Finn Barr, me, and who else did we have? But basically in our draft pod we had 3 Puffins, and Clements went Clements went 3-0 with it.
Top table there were 2 Puffins, and then the second draft there was only 1 Puffin, but none of those Puffins. No, the first Puffin did okay, but
like I said,
there were 4 Marlins in each pod, so it was really interesting to see. Whereas Gravy had been the pick up until now in the US Nationals and some of the big nationals, it was interesting to see Marlin.
So
did a lot of grunt work at the top tables.
So can I give you my 2 criticisms of nationals?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you were saying, Trip, what a long way to go to play 3 games of something you actually like, and then go and look. Nationals is pretty much draft, in my opinion, and the CC games really, really, really only matter on day 2.
Draft, right?
Like day 2 is the one time it matters the most, because you could probably 1-2 your CC day 1 and chalk it up to the random bingo crap that everyone has decided to bring. All 150 odd players go, I put Betsy, and you're like, I wasn't expecting this. I lost this game.
There was a Betsy.
Yeah, there was a Betsy. But then when you go, cool, but it doesn't matter. I 1-2. I'm going to 5-1 or 6-0 my draft because that's what I spent all my time doing. And now my deck is ready for the meta. So basically, it does not matter about your CC deck. It matters about your draft. Like, it's fundamentally true. Your whole day 1 is built on you're going to play draft twice, and the experience of going through the draft, and you got to sign your deck up, wrap it up in a piece of paper, write pod 2 seat 10 million, go pass it to your player, go review their deck. I'm sitting there going, what a day. I pretty much did 2 admin jobs. and
I
it's
would
just
love
weird. And I just kind of just
I
want
mean,
to.
I really like draft.
No, I like draft, but like it's it's
But
not the
limited's not your
same. It's
thing.
not the same as I will happily have 2 days of draft, but I kind of just want everyone to go. Look, we've all brought our high seas cards. We're gonna play high seas, and then you just have
I would
You just have
really,
3 rounds, and then you're done.
I would really like to move. Like, I think draft should be part of nationals, but I would prefer if we just did one draft and
Same.
we literally just did the first 3 rounds is draft. That seeds the tournament, and then it's CC. Like, I'm getting a bit tired of it as a format. Like, I think
Even though this draft is
n-
awesome, like I must
it doesn't-
stress, this draft set
it's
is
good, but
amazing. It doesn't matter what set you could bring me the best set in the world. It's just the process.
I just think that we've
Yeah.
had the same system now for three. Well, depending on if you count first nationals, obviously we were just saying that it was a slightly different order. We've had the same system now for 4 nationals, right? This was the
Yeah.
fourth first national championship was in 2021.
Yeah.
This is 2025. This is the fourth national championship. I'm starting to find that the format is getting a little bit stale in terms of like it's always 6 rounds of draft, it's always 6 rounds of CC, top 8 CC. I would be interested in LSS try and maybe with this move away from ELO, which has been spoken about that they're no longer going to do nationals qualifications using ELO anymore. There's going to be some new system. Maybe that's an opportunity for them to try something a little bit different. I would be up for LSS being a little bit experimental with nationals and really just trying something out that's a little bit different, and just giving it a bit more of a buzz again, because it feels like people have kind of got it now, right? It's you draft camp until you puke essentially,
Yeah.
and you rely on your regular CC reps from Armories, ProQuest, Road to Nationals, Talishar, let's be honest. You continually push that side of your game through natural playing of Flesh and Blood and through your testing groups. And then you basically, in the lead up to Nationals, you just have to jam as many drafts, as many as you can. And that gives you such an
Oh,
advantage.
it's insane.
And I'd like, not because I think that's bad, I think that's great, and I quite like the fact that people have kind of solved that aspect of it. Right, that's how we push it. But I'd like to see it go in a slightly different direction to really push that a bit more. Like maybe there's a world where Living Legend is incorporated into nationals in some format. Maybe there's a world where it's the first 3 rounds is draft, and then from then on out it's all CC. Maybe there's something else. I just think even if they just tried it for 1 year, just to try something out, I'd be receptive to that. Just to kind of, but maybe that's just because we've done 4. Me and Hamish now have done 4 UK nationals. We've done every single one. Well, I should guess I
Well,
cast.
you casted
It
for one,
felt like I did it. I was there.
I'm the only one
casting
that's
the
done
game,
it all.
but You've
Yeah,
done
you
all
are.
of them, dude. Yeah, you've done all of them.
But
I mean,
I don't even
you've
if
been engaging with it now for 4 years, and it's like
the best
maybe
one.
it'd be interesting to try something
The
different.
best one was year 1.
Yeah.
Could
I
I
think
just
so.
throw something out there that's slightly crazy? Because it kind of contradicts what I just said. I would love it if Nationals was, and this would be a nightmare for the organizers, but I'd love it if Nationals was both of the previous sets for the draft. So it's High Seas and the Hunted.
Just
'Cause
mix it up a bit.
We always get this where there's a really cool set, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Oh, that's really exciting! Can't wait to draft the Hunted." And then you're like, well, we're
gone.
not gonna do it at
Well,
Nationals.
you know why they do this, right? You know the whole reason of why we're putting all this stuff on.
Why, Hamish?
It's to push sales for the product. Let's be
But if they
real.
push sales of the Hunted, well, you could get the Hunted in this country, unlike some places. Apparently, Hunted's hard to find, but in this country, there's loads.
No,
of
I
things.
know. It does get like that.
Just saying.
But
That would be
I love.
interesting.
I
even
think
something like that would be.
I would personally, and it's not right, that I would personally agree that we start with one draft and we play the rest in CC. I
I'd
would
love
find
that.
it amazing, but that's me. There are so many players that would highly disagree with me. and they would
Yeah.
love to keep the limited.
Would they though? I'd be really interested to actually hear from people in the community. Like, I think, are there people out there who are like, no, this format is exactly right?
The people
like,
who are good at draft will disagree because they'll go, well, no, if there's more CC, I'm very good at draft and I like
I think
it.
there's a lot. I do think the people that are good at draft are generally pretty good at CC. So well,
No,
anyway,
it's true.
you could be right. You could be right.
I think
We've not spoken to them.
I do think that the play 3 rounds of CC, play 3 games of draft, then get back to playing some CC was so good because I went, I feel like I've had my day's worth of my deck, a full day's worth. Let's go back to the hotel, lads. I've made day 2. You didn't make day 2. Whatever, you didn't make day 2, but you still got your full day's worth of your CC deck that you built up. Let's get a rest. Let's get some practice drafts in. And then we all came into day 2, didn't we? Going, right, draft time.
We've got to go.
We got, it's that whole building up for the day of draft. It was so cool. Then you just start the day drafting, and then you're done, and then you go, right, but remember your CC training if you're in the top 8.
I think there is something about like
I think it's really hard.
But it is hard because day 2 was far superior for all the people who carried on day 2 because it was just like this refreshing, CC matters now. Not draft, and maybe that's the problem, isn't it? Like draft matters more
the idea
in day 2.
Starting draft, but at the same time, I know there are many people out there that feel that starting on the luck of draft will annoy them. Like their CC.
No, it doesn't make it. God, no.
Suffer.
Honestly, it makes no blind bit of difference because I too won that, and it doesn't matter. You gotta go through the draft washing machine at some point, and you just go. Oh, look at that. Reiner has made day 2. Sorry, James Adams, but he did very well in draft. He won 2 CC, and everyone turns around and goes, "Oh, Reiner's 6-3." I'm like, "No, Reiner's not 6-3. Reiner's 1-2." That guy smashed the draft so hard that now Reiner is 6-3, and it's not real. It's not Reiner's. But
I quite like the random Swiss allocation into draft. Like, I think there's something about how the best 8 CC players, one of them is gonna exit the first draft 3-3. Like that has to happen. Like the best, like you've got the best 8 players at nationals will 3-0 CC, but one of them is gonna then go 3-3.
Yeah,
that's exactly how it works. And part of me always thinks that's a bit odd, and like it'd be more interesting. Yeah, it kind of. I guess we're devising a system that is more beneficial to the better players because it doesn't force, the best 8 players won't end up in the same pod because it will be a random allocation of pods, what pod you end up in. So that surely should be how the system should be geared to the best players end up getting.
Or we just go back to what we did in year 1 and have 3 CC, 3 draft, 3 CC, and then you finish the day feeling like you've done something with your CC.
But do you want your top 8 to be determined by draft, or do you want your top 8 to be determined by CC?
Good question.
And that is it was determined by draft in year 1.
But the other thing with Nats 1 is that, to be fair, in Nats 1 there was a lot less people, but essentially the top 8 for day 2 was quite set, basically. It was like, I think it was from the top pod, 5 of those people were guaranteed to make the top 8. From the second pod, 2 of those people were top 2 were guaranteed to make the top 8. And then from the bottom pod, the 3-0 was guaranteed to make top 8. So it kind of felt a bit like we kind of, I don't know.
Everyone had a chance.
Well, no. Well, on the start of day 2 trip, there was no X and O. Everyone was X and 1. So there was a couple of X and 3s, and only 2 X and 3s.
Wasn't Folks X and O?
Yeah, there's X.
Oh, I'm on about. I'm on about this year.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh no, Folks was locked. Day 1, he was the only one that was just turned around and went.
But anyway,
I'm the only undefeated.
We could keep going on about this for a while, but essentially what I'm saying is I'd like to see something a little bit different next year.
Yeah.
Even if it ends up being not as good, just to kind of, this is an opportunity with Elo.
I think some people will turn around and go, why would you want to introduce something not so good? My argument would only be is that I think that for day 1, for day one, I really did not like my whole day was just draft, and I played 3 games of Bolton. That was the bit that kind of just blowed, because let's be real, draft is like the Nationals is free. We all got there through winning through our CC deck. We all got there for an ELO qualification
or a draft.
Or a draft. Yeah, or a draft. But
can we also be real about something, which is
CC,
we're thinking this, and High Seas is a great draft set.
Yeah,
if anyone remembers Nationals 2 with Uprising draft, now me over here, I love a bit of Uprising draft, but it was not a good draft set.
No.
And
no, wait. No.
It was.
Nationals 2 was Monarch.
No, it wasn't. That was Nationals 3.
Nationals
1 was Tales. Nationals 1 was Tales of Aria. Nationals 2, I've got a picture with me giving you the finger, and I lost to Trip because he's on 5.
Oh, no, you're right.
I'm on Icelander, and then then I played.
Nationals 3 was Monarch, and National 4 was Misfail. This was Nationals 5.
You were playing Dromai for some wild reason, Simon. I remember this.
No,
Nationals 2 was in Dartsphere, and Dartsphere was Uprising.
Yeah, you're right.
And then Nationals 3 was back in the Royal Armories. And then we played Monarch, and that's when
we done 5 Nationals then.
Yeah.
No, there's been
21,
2020
22, 23, 24, 25. Sorry, yeah, we have done 5.
And then we played Leeds.
No,
not Leeds. Then we played Liverpool, which was partner Misfail.
Yeah.
And this one.
All I'm saying is that we're having this feeling with a really good draft like High Seas, and there's no guarantee, that it will be good again. And we've got
from Tales of Aria, best draft set ever, by the way, and Uprising, and Monarch,
best draft set ever,
and
if you like,
partner Misfail and High Seas. It is a clear winner that High Seas is the best one. Like, it's a clear winner. Like, it wasn't even close. I personally did like Tales of Aria, but anyway, I just want to play more CC. And that's
before we wrap up, can I share some breaking news?
Sure.
Oh, the banned and restricted announcement
has been
you've
posted.
Stolen my news.
Oh, wait, we're doing this live. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Massive, Hamish, this is huge.
No bans.
No bans.
Right. And on that note, everyone,
absolutely
thanks for joining us, everyone.
I was actually excited. I tell you what, there was some stupid takes of everyone going, "Oh, they're going to ban Tipple."
I honestly, there are people. I heard so many people saying that
ban Tipple.
They ban Tipple. It's like, have you? Maybe one day, sure. Like, but this early? Are you kidding me?
No, not a chance. No way. No. And do you know what? I turned around and said, "Look at the Gravy Bones Armory deck, right?"
Yeah,
I can tell you exactly every card they're not going to ban because it's in the Armory deck, right? They may live in Legendary Armory decks, but they're never banning their cards in it.
Yeah.
And then they said, "Oh, Call to the Grave should be banned." Like,
no,
what?
No, yeah, I know. Tipple, Call to the Grave, anything. It's just I love it. I love people giving.
It's a massive overreaction.
It's so hysteria. It's so funny.
Anyway,
sometimes people just don't want heroes to have good cards. Like, we'd all just play.
Although, weirdly enough, they did.
We'd all just play Guardian.
I think they should unban Germinate at this point. Like seriously, they just tanked Florian off the face of the earth.
Nah, Florian.
What would he have seriously done with Germinate?
No, I don't.
Like with Gravy Bones at this point.
I
know. Just bring it back.
Boring hero.
It's not boring.
Well, thank you for bringing me into the spirit of Nationals, boys. I appreciate.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Bit of a rundown.
Yeah.
And we're just saying the comeback starts today. We're next year.
Is it
all top 8?
All top. Oh, wouldn't that be amazing if we actually tried?
High in the sky. Let's do it.
We're going to draft camp next year.
We're
going to lobby to change the format to all CC.
Should we do this? Should we try and do a like a content creators like army where us, and if Baz's game, which he probably won't be, or Az's game, but he probably won't be, but a cup of TCG lot and us, do we go? Should we actually try this time and see if we can get a.
They're good.
They're really good. They're really
all
good.
of them.
Yeah.
Not all of the cup of TCG, but some of them.
Oh, the shade!
I'll let you guys work out.
Do you reckon?
All right.
Oh,
Boys.
we could thrash them. Let's be honest. We could thrash
No
them.
It's
way.
been a very
No, we
warm
could.
Monday evening.
Depends which ones, actually. Yeah, that's
No, I could beat them all.
I love you both.
Bye.
Bye.